Hi guys, it's Morgan, and today I'm going to talk about episode 11 of season 1 of Scream Queens. Now, if you haven't seen the episode yet and you don't want to be spoiled, stop watching the video now, go watch the episode, and then come back to the video. Or if you don't care about spoilers, you can keep watching. The episode starts off with Chanel talking about how excited she is for Black Friday shopping, and I thought it was pretty funny and also really mean that she gave Chanel number 3 and Chanel number 5 really bad gifts, but herself a really good gift. I really feel bad for Chanel number 3 and Chanel number 5 because of the way Chanel treats them. Zayday is talking to Dean Munch about Gigi's head, and then the Chanels come down the stairs getting ready to go Black Friday shopping. Dean Munch stops them and tells them that they have to stay so she can call the police and tell them what happened to Gigi. Chanel tells Dean Munch that any one of them could be the killer because they were all in the kitchen at one point. Dean Munch tries to ground Chanel, which I admit is very funny, but Chanel leaves with the other Chanels. I know they think Dean Munch is the killer, but it could really be anyone because, like Chanel said, each one of them had a moment to be in the kitchen. Grace, Pete, and Wes go to the detective to ask him to help them with Gigi's murder, but the detective is basically useless, as always, and he also tells them that he's been fired, which really is no surprise. Yeah, why did they keep going to him for help if he kept on not helping? The Chanels are shopping when they get locked in the mall. Chanel number 5 tries to open the door, but then the Red Devil appears behind her. Chanel decides to face the Red Devil, who she thinks is Dean Munch, but she gets shot by an arrow. Right when it looks like Chanel is going to be killed, Denise shows up, and it's revealed that she is now the new head of police, which I mean, about time. But because she is talking to Chanel and not really paying attention to the Red Devil shoots one of the other cops and is able to escape. Grace, Zayday, and the Chanels are all talking about that since they all think that Dean Munch is the killer, they are going to kill her. Zayday doesn't think it's a good idea, but Grace agrees with Chanel, and Grace and Chanel both decide that they should poison Dean Munch. Even though it's about killing someone, I'm glad that Grace and Chanel are on the same page for once. Chad and Pete are at the Dickie Dollar Scholar house. Chad is reading Boone's will, and in the will, it seems like Boone has left all of his things to Pete. Chad accuses Pete of being Boone's lover, which we know isn't true because Boone was pretending to be gay. Pete tells Chad that Boone was his source for his journalism. Chad invites Pete to join the Dickie Dollar Scholars, but he refuses. Then Chad says that since he refused, the two of them have to now fight to the death, but Pete leaves. While Pete leaves, Chad tells him that he's going to be murdered. It was a pretty big twist that Pete knew Boone. I also find it kind of funny that Chad is the only Dickie Dollar Scholar left. Grace and Chanel are with Dean Munch and they're telling her how much they look up to her, when in fact they put poison in her drink, but she doesn't die. Grace and Chanel's reactions during this scene were very funny. Grace and Pete are talking about the failure of the poison, and Pete tells Grace that she's not a killer. He also tells Grace that Chad invited him to join the Dickie Dollar Scholars. Pete wants to sleep with Grace, but Grace says she's not ready yet. Pete was really creepy in this scene, although I do like that he told Grace not to kill Dean Munch and that she's not a murderer. The Kappa girls meet and talk about how the poison failed, and Chanel wants to come up with a new plan to kill Dean Munch, but Grace says no, and Chanel throws her out of Kappa. Grace tells Zayday to come with her, but Zayday tells Grace that she thinks Chanel is right, and Grace leaves. That was really sad. I'm also curious, what changed Zayday's mind? Because in the beginning, Grace was in, Zayday wasn't, but now Zayday's in, Grace isn't. Grace goes to Wes and sees Pete there. Wes and Pete have been researching about Gigi, and they found out that it was Gigi's sister who took the bathtub babies after they were born, and Gigi raised them to be killers to get revenge on Kappa House, and also because of her sister's suicide. Grace tells Wes about the idea of her sleeping with Pete, and Wes tells her that if she doesn't think she's ready, she probably isn't. I'm glad that we now know why Gigi did what she did. I thought it was funny when Wes said that even though Gigi was a liar and she raised murderers, he wants to believe that she really did like his music playlists. The Chanels and Zayde are trying out their second plan to kill Dean Munch by freezing her. But when the freezing is over, Dean Munch is still alive. Killing this woman is seemingly very impossible. Someone calls Pete and he tells them that he feels guilty and to not call him anymore. Then he opens his closet and looks at his Red Devil costume sadly. I think the person that called Pete is the twin sister, and I think Pete is working for her, but I think it's against his will, because when he looked at the Red Devil costume, he looked pretty upset. The Chanels and Zayde talk about how their constant attempts to kill Dean Munch aren't working. Chanel gives Chanel number 3, Chanel number 5, Hester, and Zayde phones, and she tells them that when they see them glow red, to not answer them, but meet her at the pool and they will drown Dean Munch. Later, Chanel number 5 is asking a saleswoman to change the tags on the size 4 underwears to size 0 underwears. And the saleswoman says that she can't do that. And while Chanel number 3, Hester, and Chanel number 5 are yelling at the saleswoman, it pans down to Chanel number 5's phone, which she put down on the table, and it's glowing red, but none of the girls see it. I wonder if Chanel number 5 put her phone down and didn't see it glow red by accident, or if she did it on purpose so her, Chanel number 3, and Hester wouldn't see it glow, and that Chanel's plan will fail. Because, I mean, come on, Chanel number 5, they're so, she keeps on being alive. She's so suspicious. I kind of really think that she's the twin sister. And if not, I really want to know she has to be involved somehow. I want to know why the Red Devil keeps on sparing her if she's not the twin sister. Chanel and Dean Munch meet at the pool, and Chanel tries to distract her by talking about bondage, which is an interesting choice for a distraction. But Dean Munch seems to know what Chanel is up to, and she leaves. Then Chanel leaves and opens her laptop and decides that she's going to write a letter to Kappa. I wonder what she's going to say. Grace goes to Pete's room, and she sees that he's packed up and is getting ready to leave. Grace tells Pete that she's ready to sleep with him now, but Pete tells her no, because he doesn't want her first time to be with a murderer. I can't wait to find out why Pete is helping the Red Devil, because, I mean, it has to be against his will because he seems really upset about it, unlike Boone and Gigi who seemed really into it. I think the Red Devil has something over Pete. And since I believe that Chanel number 5 is the Red Devil and also very possibly the twin sister, I think she told Pete to get in the devil costume and scare the Chanels at the mall. Since we now know that Pete is working with the Red Devil, can it be safe to say that in the pilot episode when Grace saw the Red Devil staring at her, that it was Pete? Well, I hope you liked the review for episode 11. So, next week is episodes 12 and 13, otherwise known as the season 1 finale. We're gonna find out everything. I'm planning on making a video in the next couple days with all my evidence, if you will, of why I think Chanel number 5 is the Red Devil and the twin sister. So you should be looking out for that, because that'll be up on my channel in a couple of days. Also, I don't think season 2 has been officially confirmed, but I've saw online that I guess maybe the plan for season 2 is to take place at a summer camp. So whoever survives this season will be going to a summer camp along with new characters. I really hope we get to see that. Well, bye.